Hey, how you guys doing today? So I thought it'd be a good idea to make a video about essential items that everyone should have in their vehicles in case of an emergency. These are things that will get you out of a bind if you break down, or even if you need to help someone else that is in distress. These are things that I've got in every single vehicle in one form or another, and we're going to go over all this stuff. And if there's anything that I have missed that you think is a good idea to carry also, let me know. But the first thing is a plug kit for if you get a foreign object in your tire. Now, I carry both of these in my truck. This is a more heavy duty one. For if you get a bigger object in your tire, like a big bolt. And then this is like your basic plug kit. For just like a standard nail or a screw. And my preferred extraction tool is a pair of wire cutters. And the reason, I've tried needle nose, I've tried regular pliers, and a pair of wire cutters seem to work the best. You don't want to use a good pair because you're actually using them improperly. But you can get down here, you can kind of get under the rubber if the object is flush to the tire, and you can grip it, and then you can pry it out, and you can keep pulling it out of the tire. So I prefer a pair of wire cutters. But you can use a lot of these kits will come with needle nose, and needle noses generally work, but these work even better. Anyway, this is your basic tire plug kit. This is a more advanced tire plug kit. Now, I've got one of these in every single vehicle we own. We own 5 vehicles total. This small kit is in every one of them. This kit is also in my truck. So there's the plug kit. Now, with the plug kit, you also need a way to air the tire up if it's actually depleted low enough to where you've got to put air in it. And again, in my truck, I've got an air pump. This is a VIAIR. I think this is like a P88. I'll put a link. I can't remember the exact model number of this, but this is a very, very good air pump. Plug it into, you can either clip it off to your battery or plug it into a 12-volt cigarette lighter style adapter and power it that way. But you can also use a portable air pump. I also keep this one in my truck. This is an air pump by LOKITHOR. Very, very nice unit. This is the accessory pack. This has got your hose in it. This is also a jump pack, which we're about to get into. But this will air a tire up, and it'll also jump start your car. Got a very bright light on the front of it, so at night you'll be able to see what you're doing. That's where you plug your jump pack in. But either a standalone air pump like the VIAIR, or a little portable air pump like this, battery powered. Now, that's tire related. Now, jump start. So everybody should, at the very minimum, have a set of jumper cables. So I do carry these in my truck, but my first, whenever I either have a battery that's ran down or someone else has a dead battery, I grab the LOKITHOR jump pack. It's just quicker and easier. You hook the cables up. You're not stringing jumper cables from one vehicle to another, so you don't have to worry about parking any certain way. This has always jumped and started every vehicle I've ever hooked this to. So I can't remember the last time I've used jumper cables, but I still keep them just as a safeguard. But I always have a jump pack in every vehicle. I do not have jumper cables in every vehicle, not anymore. Not ever since the lithium-ion jump packs have come out. And you don't have to go LOKITHOR. This little Oxido jump pack stays in one of our cars. And there's your jumper cables up here in the top. And then here's your battery unit right here. And this also is an air pump. I've done a video on this one. This is a little bit more compact, and it's got its own case. So this is another nice option, and it's always done a good job for us also. So this stays in one of our cars. The LOKITHOR stays in my truck. And of course, there's your jumper cables. So let's get all this stuff out of the way because we've got more. some kind of little toolkit with basic tools. You don't have to have, you know, you're not going to overhaul the engine. You just need a set of basic tools, pliers, sockets, screwdrivers, something to get you going again, you know, in case you've got to replace an alternator or something like that. So I just kind of put this together with a bunch of extra tools that I had, but some kind of little toolkit with basic tools. Fire extinguisher. Got one of these in every vehicle, and it's not necessarily in case we ever catch on fire, but I've seen throughout my life numerous times when I've driven by a car that was on fire and the people standing outside the car, you know, with no way to put it out. So I thought, you know, I'm going to start carrying a fire extinguisher in every vehicle. That way I will at least be able to attempt to put out a fire. And you never know, you might actually save someone's life. If they're trapped in the car and it's actually on fire because they just recently got in a wreck, you might be able to jump out and put a fire out. So I've got one of these now. This is an automotive, doesn't really say on it, but I'll put a link. This is an automotive rated fire extinguisher. So think about that if you want to be able to put out a fire just in case. Another thing is some kind of a knife. Not only in last resort, you know, you could use this for protection, but if you've got to cut your seatbelt, it's nice to be able to have something to cut your seatbelt with in case it's bound up or jammed up. You know, you'll be able to get out of your car or cut anything else that you may need to cut. Scan tool. This is the scan tool that I use that I keep in my truck. It's just a little KINGBOLEN Ediag Elite. It's a fully bidirectional scan tool. Operates off your phone. Uses your phone. I've done a review on this. Very powerful scan tool. Bidirectional. It'll control all your devices. So not only, you know, if your check engine light comes on and you need to figure out what the code is, you know, because you're out on the road and you need to know if you need to get a part or if it's serious or whatever, you'll have a way to do that. But it'll also have full bidirectional control of devices, so you can do ops checks and stuff. Comes in very handy if a buddy, you know, comes in and telling you that, you know, his check engine light just came on or his vehicle's running bad or whatever, and you'll have a way to hook up and troubleshoot his vehicle too. So some kind of a scan tool. Now, if you want a full-blown scan tool, I don't keep this one in my vehicle, but you could easily keep this in your vehicle depending on how much room you've got. It's not that big. This is the Thinkcar 689 BT, lifetime updates. I've featured this on my channel numerous times. Comes with everything you need, be able to hook up to your car and troubleshoot it again. Fully bidirectional and has even more potential or more capability than the Ediag Elite. But I keep this in my truck just because it's so compact. You also want some kind of a flashlight. It's not really, you know, any kind of flashlight that you care to throw in your car. This is just a OLIGHT Seeker 4 Pro. It's literally my favorite flashlight. I love everything about this flashlight. But it comes with a little holster. It's also the charging pack. But a flashlight to me is everything. Now, in my case, I've also got this also, depending on what I'm needing to do, you know, with the light. Wintertime, scraper. Want to be able to scrape that ice off your window if you need to. Now, in the wintertime, I also put a sleeping bag or some kind of a blanket in our vehicles too, because if you're broke down on the side of the road, and a lot of times I'm really bad about this, if I think I'm just, you know, going to run up here real quick, I'm going to be in my vehicle, it's going to be warm, I might not even wear a jacket. But if you break down and that engine's not running, so you can't produce any heat, you're going to want a blanket or something. I also keep a pack of these. These are, if you never use these are cool. You just, whenever you open them up and take them out of the pack, they get warm. And they last, it says 18 hours, and they last probably pretty close to that. And it generates heat. And if you've got a sleeping bag, you can throw one of these down in the sleeping bag, and it'll warm that entire sleeping bag up. And it'll stay warm all night long. So just in case you are stranded and you've got a blanket or a sleeping bag, if you've got these, you'll be good to go. That's pretty much it, guys. Oh, last but not least, some kind of a first aid kit. Nice to have Band-Aid. If you cut yourself, you don't want to be bleeding all over your car. Some kind of a first aid kit that's at least got Band-Aids in it. This one's got a little bit more. Got some Neosporin, got some gauze, got some tape, some cleansing wipes to disinfect whatever kind of injury you have. Some kind of a first aid kit isn't a bad idea. Now, for years, I didn't carry any kind of first aid kit, but I've started since I've gotten older. They're not expensive. This is very cheap, so throw it under your seat, and at least you've got something in case you need it. But that's pretty much it, guys. If there's anything that I've left out that you think is important, let me know. But this is what I carry in my vehicle. Not everything. I mean, obviously I don't carry the Thinkcar. I don't carry the Oxido because I carry the LOKITHOR. But stuff that I think is important if you're out and about on the road and you want to be prepared in case something happens. Plus, I obviously help more people out on the road than I've used this for myself. So it's always nice to be able to help someone if their battery's dead or they got a flat tire, and you're able to either get them jump started or plug their tire for them. Anyway, we're done. You guys take care, and we'll see you in the next one.